Hey everyone, Jennifer Oakes here along with Rachel Henkel.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Pennsylvania.
We are bringing you a new video on rejection, and rejection is never fun. And I felt it was necessary because the fact of the matter is, a lot of girls are going to audition to be Disney princesses, and only a few make it, and that's sad because, you know, I think as people, our human nature, we want everything in life, and there's nothing that we don't want. We want uh, everything. So, but we don't always get everything. So that's why we made this video. So without further ado, I want Rachel to start, and she's gonna talk to y'all about rejection. So here's what she has to say.
So, rejection, dealing with rejection. Anyone who knows me personally knows that I am no stranger to rejection, and I feel so vulnerable sharing that, but I just want to reach you from a very authentic and sincere place. So, there you go. I have always been a very sensitive person. So, you know, dealing with rejection, it took me a long time to learn healthy ways to cope with it. And I would just create, this cave of despair and just live in it. Um, you know, Looking back now, I'm actually very thankful for those experiences because that is where some of the most profound inner spiritual growth has come in my life. So it's been a great teacher for me. Where shift really happened in my life was knowing the truth, everything is happening for my greatest good. And I think at first that idea sounds very whimsical and lovely, but it's hard. It's a process. Rejection hurts. And, you know, I think instantly we want to be crippled by fear and think, I'm not good enough. Why wasn't it me? I deserved it. I wanted it more. When's it going to be my turn? All of those things. And, I think owning those feelings is very important. And if you're angry, feel angry. If you're need to cry, cry. And when you express that, let it all out. And when you express that in a healthy way, come back to your center and just own that truth that everything is happening for my highest good, that it is happening for you and not to you. And a really great metaphor I think that can help you understand that further is I once made this birthday gift for a boyfriend at the time a few years ago, and it was a picture of him and I holding hands, and I had it made into a puzzle. And so the metaphor with the puzzle was that, sometimes in life there are all these scattered pieces that don't really make sense or don't really add up, and then you just keep on moving forward and working at it, and then all of a sudden these pieces just find their way together, and then you start to see something happen, and then at this perfect time everything comes together so beautifully, and you were left with this just beautiful masterpiece in front of you. And you realize how, even though it didn't make sense at the time, every single piece was so important for that entire picture. So that is how I challenge you to face your rejection or any adversity in your life, is to, not step outside of the smallness of it and look larger and say, okay, I don't understand this. Don't worry about, don't analyze it. That doesn't get you anywhere. But say, this needed to happen for my bigger picture, for my beautiful masterpiece in the end. And when something doesn't work out the way that you want it to, it's because something far greater is on its way. And I truly believe that with all of my heart. And I have seen it in my life time and time again.
Rachel, there was a question I wanted to ask you because one of my coworkers used to work with a Prince Charming who had a gap in his teeth. And Disney casting directors were like, you could be Prince Charming, except you've got a gap in your teeth, and because of that gap, you don't look like Prince Charming. So he went back to where he was from, up north, and he got the gap fixed. And lo and behold, they cast him to be Prince Charming. And also, I've heard other stories about girls getting nose jobs and altering their physical appearance um, to look more like a Disney princess. And so I wanted to ask you, is it worth altering your physical appearance to become a Disney princess? Is it? And if it is, where do you draw the line?
That is a really great question. What comes to mind is that, we all have this inner guidance system or intuition or your conscious, whatever you choose to call it. But I feel like whenever we compromise what that truth is telling us, that's when we've crossed the line. Um, you know, on our way of pursuing our dreams, we might have to make sacrifices. But if you have to lose your authentic self along the way, is it really worth it in the end? If you have to, if a girl feels pressured to have a nose job or change this or that, the other to be a Disney princess, is the juice really worth the squeeze on that one? I don't know. Maybe that's, subjective. I just think that we are all so uniquely beautiful and have a very specific purpose and plan for our life that only we can fulfill. That if we have to change, inward, outwardly, appearance, this, that, the other, and lose who we are um, to fulfill someone else's expectations of what we should be, then I think that at that point is where we need to take a step back and kind of reevaluate the path that we're on.
I want girls to know that you are still very beautiful, even if they do not cast you to be a Disney princess, because I don't want girls to audition thinking, oh, I wasn't pretty enough to be a Disney princess. That is not true. You are every girl, I believe, has something beautiful about her, and I think that us feeling it from the inside we can help bring out that beauty more. So I think it's important to be confident. That in itself is a very beautiful feature, because if you physically are very pretty but your inside is very ugly, I think that comes out too. And so it's important to have inner beauty. I think we're not going to be happy if all we do is focus on the outer beauty and not on what's inside. So that's important, to focus on the inside, and also to realize that beauty is very subjective. I think being a Disney princess is very short lived, and I think it's important to have other aspirations beyond being a Disney princess, especially if you are a Disney princess right now. I want to tell you that. And if you're not a Disney princess, I want to tell you that it's important to have bigger, better aspirations than just a character at Disney. I do understand the pain of rejection, because I have auditioned for so many things in here in Orlando for commercial stuff, and I just wasn't what a lot of producers are looking for. I'm not currently actively trying to pursue acting at this moment because I am pregnant and I do feel tired a lot of the time, and there's a lot of other things right now that have become priorities. But that doesn't mean acting is gone out of my life forever. I'm gonna need a way to express myself via whether it's painting or making YouTube videos or whatever, and I want to encourage you guys to make YouTube videos too. So I just want to say that I'm very grateful for all the things God has given me, and I want to encourage you to also be grateful for the things God's given you and the opportunities you have in this life. And if there's things that you want to go, I want to encourage you to go after them and, study abroad, study in a foreign country. I never did that, and I would have loved to have done that. I want to encourage you to aspire for that dream job. I have a really great job that I would consider a really cool job, but I wouldn't say it's my dream job per se, but it's awesome. It's pretty awesome. I don't want to talk about it right now. But being a Disney princess was one of my dream jobs, and I am blessed to have had that opportunity. But it is not my ultimate and final dream job, and I want to encourage you guys to keep reaching, keep aspiring, and not to be sad about rejection because it is hard. But Rachel she made a lot of great points, so I hope you listen to her. And
So, Jennifer, again, thank you so much for having me on your video and letting me share my perspective with everyone. And I think that it's a very, very important emotion to talk about. And I was just blown away and so inspired by these girls that would tell their stories to us, and about how they've auditioned and been passed on and they just keep going. And it's like they're these princess warriors. I just love it. And, we're here, this is all just from my experience. And we're all here just trying to do the best we know how to do. And, I've just loved the contacts that we've made, through Instagram or just the email and the commenting, because it really does mean a lot to me. We're all just, to have an outlet to lift one another up and to encourage and inspire one another. It's been wonderful. So I'm glad I got to share on this today, and I hope everyone watching that you were able to resonate with something that we said and you took something away today. And thank you so much for your time watching this. And Merry Christmas to everyone, and God bless and be well.
whatever you do, do it big and do it great. So.